All right, so once again, we get a spate of new information regarding UFOs without any actual evidence.
Yeah.
But people insist that there's, it's real.
Yeah.
They totally believe in this UFO business. It's one thing to say, okay, well, there are unexplained flying phenomenon, whatever they call it. I think instead of UFO, it's something else. But
UAE or something like that?
UAE. That's a good country, though.
Yeah.
FBI, CIA, something like that.
All the things that don't really.
It's one thing to say, I don't understand what this is. It's another thing to say, they're aliens.
Yeah.
And they're coming to visit us.
Right.
Never mind all the incredible implausibilities of alien life coming to visit us. I'm agnostic on the issue of whether there is alien life somewhere else in the universe. It's certainly possible.
Right.
It is big enough that, maybe there is something out there. But more importantly, and I believe God created us, so it's possible that God created another intelligent life form somewhere else in the universe. Okay, I get that. But to say that they have flown over here, have somehow arrived here, defying all sense of physics and the speed of light and everything else, some things are just impossible.
Right.
And then putting aside the fact that that they would somehow align civilizationally with us.
Yeah.
In this 13.8 billion year universe, that they just fit right in the same alignment with us.
Right.
I have trouble with that. But putting that aside, people are really ready to believe in it. They no problem at all. But they insist at the same time that there's no chance of fraud in our mail-in ballots or if there's no voter ID.
Right.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Like it's impossible. Not at all, because there's no evidence, they'll say.
Yeah.
The voting process is totally clean.
Right.
It's what do they say? It's the cleanest and most fair.
The most safe, fair and secure.
Fair and secure election in all history.
Right.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks to we agree.
And aliens are not voting.
Yes. There you go. Ooh,
yeah.
You brought that in.
He's bringing them together right there.
Yeah. Wow, it's like a collision.
They came here to vote in Los Angeles' election for mayor. That's the only explanation,
I think Devin Goodman has gone AWOL here. All right. Well, it actually leads to our theme very nicely today, and that is about being cynical.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think if you're at least a little bit cynical when it comes to UFOs,
right, then
you would say, let's assume that there may be some alien life, but can they get here? I mean, you have to wonder what are all the things that are necessary for them to be able to arrive to Earth?
Right.
So you got to be cynical. And the same thing as you and I are about mail-in ballots and no voter ID and so forth. That's a very good thing.
Yeah.
And all I ask you lefties out there, you atheists out there, to be as cynical about global warming, about election concerns, and so on, as you are about the Bible.
Yeah.
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 You say that these things probably didn't happen. It's all absurd. You haven't really read it.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to say that you read it. They always point to Leviticus because Leviticus says that homosexuality is a sin and that's not cool. But just be as cynical about everything else then as you are about the Bible.
Yeah.
But you're not. You are ready to put your blind faith into global warming.
Yeah.
Blind faith about the election issues that we just discussed.
Right.
Blind faith about UFOs for that matter.
Yeah.
We can even be cynical about the recent Iranian deal.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a moment.
Yeah.
But cynicism is not a bad thing. Look, there's a difference between being cynical and being pessimist.
Right.
Pessimistic. I am an optimist, but there's a very big difference between being cynical and such. It's good to be cynical.
Yeah.
If you are cynical, then you will say to yourself something like, I don't know if a woman can be a man. Okay?
I would like to see that transition happen let's look at the DNA.
Yeah, I'm cynical about evolution.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask some questions about evolution, and evolution cannot explain it.
Wait,
Okay,
I thought evolution was 100% true.
That's true.
Like we have to teach it in school because it's
must.
true. I was a monkey, and now I'm me.
Well, you do look a little bit like a monkey.
Yeah, I'm very hairy.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I look at you and I think maybe the evolutionists have a good point there.
Yeah, it's called simian, but yeah.
When things, there's an expression, and when things are too good to be true, they probably are not
Yeah.
true. And when something seems to fit too perfectly, you got to say, okay, well, this is a little bit odd, right? The global warming thing is such a good example. The man becoming a woman thing is a great example. There's too many things that are good examples. I often go to minimum wage and rent control and such, and you got to be you got to be cynical about rent control.
Yeah.
Anytime you have these massive regulations, okay, will they have an effect?
Yeah.
And probably a negative effect on everybody. Nobody wins.
No.
And you got to be cynical about taxing the wealthy, and you got to be cynical about how they say that wealthy should pay their fair share, whatever that means.
Right.
It won't mean anything unless they pay 100% of what they've made. And even then, they'll say you should pay more than that.
Yeah.
So be cynical.
Yeah.
Okay, ask the questions. Don't just adopt it because some guy has told you that this is an important thing to believe,
Right.
like Mamdani or otherwise. And then you've got the idiots who believe that Israel is a genocidal nation.
Yeah.
Or an apartheid nation, or a colonial nation, none of which are true.
Right.
And if you're a cynical in a healthy way, you'd say, well, wait a minute. Israel's the only democracy in the Middle East, and we're siding with a dictatorship against them?
Yeah.
This is the same group of people that as soon as Israel reached a ceasefire with Hamas started killing all of its own people?
Yeah.
And I should be siding with these monsters?
Yeah.
And Israel lets in all the gays and trans people and have massive women, really great women rights and minority rights for that matter.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to side against these people?
Yeah.
Since when do we side against a democracy in favor of a dictatorship for that matter? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And so be cynical. Ask these questions. But instead what happens is they hear the word genocide and there's a genocide going on.
Right.
Oh, Lordy, I got to stop this. I got to be on the streets and stop Jewish students from going to class. That's how strongly I believe in it. Never mind that they don't. We talked about this before, how people's intensity of their belief is directly, inversely correlated with their total ignorance.
Right.
And that's the way it is with the left. So anyway, if you were a little bit cynical, then you would understand how stupid you are, or how wrong you are on the positions.
Yeah.
But the problem is that cynicism invokes critical thinking, and I think we have a real critical thinking problem in America.
All right.
And you've talked to people, you've said to people, what about this? What about that? Do you know the history of this? And they'll just go blank on you. They just don't understand. They just know to espouse one position.
Right.
So we are suffering from a crisis of cynicism.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
And were we to be just ask one more question, we would get to answers much more thoroughly.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, I think that would be great. And I think that the education system does not let you question and does not let you think for yourself. It is and this is my belief that I probably should be cynicism, just propaganda machine.
Yeah.
And we want you to think this for these reasons, a la certain other times in certain other countries when they would do that. And it's more brainwashing than getting 10 different students who all believe very different things and have really good points and support for that. I think that's the goal of education. Not that everyone agrees with everything, that everybody questions everything, and everybody seeks their own information so they can afford each other.
Right. A healthy teacher, a healthy professor would do exactly that. And I remember I had a high school teacher, very good guy.
Yeah.
And I guess he taught English, and there were politics involved. This is during the mid-'70s, so I'm dating myself, of course, but Carter versus Ford.
Okay.
And we asked him, where do you stand on this? Who are you going to vote for? And he said, I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
Ford is great. Carter is great. That's what he said. And I loved that about him. And he expected us to figure out for ourselves what's what.
Yeah.
Now, back then, it was not as polarized issue-wise and people belonging to the party, but nevertheless, there was something to that.
Yeah.
And I really respected that. When I went to Stanford, there were a couple of professors who were very opinionated about their beliefs against Israel. And, frankly, I didn't know enough to really speak my mind about it. I should have. I wish I could go back in time. But it reminds me, what you just said is that these professors, very often professors, they have these students in class, and they're all younger than them.
Right.
And they decide this is a great opportunity to brainwash people.
Yep. Yeah.
To hear their voices spew out their nonsense opinions. And then all these students nod their heads. Okay, all right. If I just agree with what he says, he's a bright guy.
Right.
I'm going to agree with what he says because I want to be considered a bright guy too.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, and I think it's horrible because you're cheating children out of, maybe they come to that conclusion or some horrible conclusion. Yeah. At least they came to it, and at least they can show the steps and the work they have. It is so much lazier and really predatory. You're a professor. You're used to talking to students. You've been impressing 18 and 19-year-olds for like 20 years. Ooh, wow. Really? They think you're smart? And you're just pushing a propaganda and a political point, and it really takes away from education, if it's education at all.
You had me at the word predatory. I think that's a great word for what they're doing. It is, obviously, it's not actually sexual, but it's, in a sense, it's predatory. It's invading their minds.
Right.
And telling them how to think. You're robbing them of their own ability to engage in critical thinking, to be cynical, to go back to our theme. And it reminds me, on a corollary basis, one of the best things you can do for children is to make sure that they have chores.
Yeah.
That means cleaning up their own room, making their own bed. But, if you have a garden, doing the weeds of the garden, picking up the dog poop, whatever it is, of course, cleaning up the kitchen. These are things that are very healthy for a kid. If you take that away from a kid, if you let, let's say you're well enough off to have a housekeeper every day, or enough days of the week that they don't do any chores, well, that's a mistake.
Right.
You're robbing them of the ability to understand what it means to work, and how to achieve, and giving them the dopamine, for that matter, of having finished a job.
Yeah.
Right. What do you want them to do? Just kind of stay in their rooms, looking at their iPhones all day long? Of course not.
Yeah.
So it's very similar. What you said about use the word predatory. I like it. This idea of like you're robbing them of their own ability to be thoughtful and to think things through, to ask a question or two.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, professor. How can you say that when the genocide appears not to exist? If this is a genocide, the Israelis are doing a pretty damn bad job. And if they really did want to, because there are many more Palestinians now in Gaza and otherwise, than there have ever been.
Yeah.
I think it's been triple the population. So that's a terrible genocide.
That's an inverse. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And separately, if the Israelis wanted to do a genocide, like you're saying, well, why didn't they just carpet bomb them? It's a small enough strip of land.
Yeah.
Israel surrounds them on all sides. The only they have a sea on the other side, but Israel has a navy that could just bombard them and be done with them in an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly that's what Hitler would have done.
Yeah.
But he didn't have that ability. Yeah. But nevertheless, Israel has that ability. It's a very small piece of land. Why aren't they doing that, Professor?
Yeah.
Well, there's no answer to that. All right, so we got to talk about the big matzo ball, which is the deal with Iran, which was just signed today in France, Versailles, France. I mean, you got to think about that.
Yeah.
World War I, World War II. But I digress. Okay. Look, you may be wondering, I know a lot of our listeners are asking, what does Barak think about this?
Yeah.
Right now, you may be surprised. I think that the jury's still out.
Yeah.
I don't sense that this was a bad deal.
Right.
Not yet. I don't have enough information. Let me be cynical, as it were. Let me ask questions about this. One of the main things you can say is, look, there's a couple of things. One is that there's no money pouring out to Iran or being released to Iran, sanction-wise, until they behave nicely. Secondly, it's a 60-day window. So yes, they're stopping the war for the time being. They're giving Iran this opportunity to show that they're good, honest brokers, so to speak. And another thing is that, America can attack anytime it wants,
right?
If they are in fact behaving badly. Then the issue about enforcement. I think everything there is about enforcement. If the deal is well enforced, it wouldn't be a bad deal.
Right.
Now, ideally, what I would have liked to have seen, I think a lot of people were hoping for, is that the Iranian people themselves would rise up and topple the IRGC and the crazy mullahs, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Now, I would say they're stronger than ever. People are trying to make that argument. I don't buy that. I think Iran has, of course, been decimated. It's been destroyed. There's no more Navy. There's no more Air Force. There's a lot of the ballistic missiles have been largely destroyed. The nuclear capacity has been largely destroyed. In fact, it's all been destroyed. And we're going to get that uranium.
Yeah.
So all this is to the good. I simply don't agree that somehow Iran is just going to be going right back to what it was.
Right.
I also don't agree with the argument that Trump is selling Israel down the river, forcing it to stop protecting itself against Hezbollah.
Right.
I don't see that. It's not in the deal points.
Right.
So that's good.
Yeah.
So what is their concern? Are they saying that Trump has told Israel, listen, don't mess with Hezbollah because I want to keep good with this deal? Otherwise, Iran won't honor this agreement. Well, if that were the case, then it should have been in the agreement.
Right.
Right? And it only goes to testify to the fact that Hezbollah was a proxy of Iran.
Yeah.
You can't on the one hand, it's like saying, telling a thief, you're not allowed to steal anymore, and we expect you to stay at home because you're under house arrest, but you're allowed to have your cousin steal for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's kind of something like that.
Yeah. It's a mafia structure in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. I mean, so they're basically admitting that they're thieves.
All right.
By saying that Hezbollah, that they're trying to protect Hezbollah because they want Hezbollah to continue pounding Israel.
Yeah.
And Israel's just not going to do that. So, anyway, we don't have enough information. That's the way I look at it. Now, maybe the goal was to open up the Strait of Hormuz,
right,
and get prices down for a short while. I don't know. That could be. Prices are going down.
Yeah.
And the gas prices, that is.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that was enough for Trump to come to the table and make this thing. It feels like all of this may be a ruse.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm going out there. I'm saying I think this is just window dressing for the time being for some bigger picture.
Yeah.
There are too many oddities associated with this. I cannot imagine that he doesn't see or wouldn't blame people for comparing this to the Obama deal,
yeah,
which is, at first blush, somewhat similar.
Right.
You're releasing sanctions. You're giving money to them because, you're giving sanctions.
Yeah.
You're releasing sanctions. That is a big difference, I suppose, that they're giving money up front as opposed to what Trump is doing now, which is he'll give it to them after they behave like good boys and girls. I get that. But other than that, is there that much of a difference?
Yeah.
I guess the difference is that there's the monitoring of the use of uranium and enriching uranium with the IAEC.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? IAEC?
IAEC.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You get the idea.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a difference. Okay. Well, and then there's the 10 years versus promising forever never to have nuclear arms. Okay. That is a difference too. And you can even say that's a big difference. But it sure seems like the same movie.
Yeah.
With different actors and maybe a little different subplot.
Yeah.
It's like Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, versus Star Wars Episode 7, when it was that one, it wasn't The Last Jedi.
Yeah, the Sith or something?
No, it was something with the F, the final, something like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
With Adam Driver in it. The story is basically the same.
Right.
Different, slightly different nuances. But I can't see how Trump would not see that people would make that comparison.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that what's really going on is that Trump is working with Israel on this.
Yeah.
Maybe it's wishful thinking on my part. I admit that. But I think that there's something else going on.
Yeah.
You may argue, well, gosh, I think that they're using the Strait of Hormuz as a hostage. And they're holding it so that they're saying we will do terrible things to the Strait of Hormuz unless you give us a lot of relief here.
Right.
That's the argument. But if that were the case, then why hasn't this been done before by Iran?
Yeah.
They've had almost 50 years to do that, and all of a sudden they're discovering their power over the Strait of Hormuz now?
Yeah.
I don't buy that.
Yeah.
So here's my take on this. I think that Trump is buying time.
Right.
I think he's working with the Israelis. I think they have a master plan to destroy the rest of the IRGC.
Yeah.
And yes, maybe even eliminate them entirely and having an invasion force of some kind.
Right.
It may very well be that the Israelis are the invasion force.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Look, and a lot of this, the proof in the pudding of what I'm saying is that there is nothing here about Israel and limiting Israel from doing what it needs to do.
Yeah.
So unless Israel expressly agrees to stop operations against Hezbollah, which it won't, I don't see how this deal could possibly bind Israel. And Trump looking at Israel and saying, don't do anything, even if you're attacked.
Yeah.
No.
That would never happen.
That would never happen.
Yeah.
And, Trump can say, you're a bastard, I hate you, to Netanyahu, you're stupid. Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to the existence of Israel, I'm sorry, we're going to protect Israel. And I think Trump knows that.
Yeah.
I think he's a good Christian at this point.
Yeah.
He's acted so consistently with Israel's interests in mind, all to let it be destroyed now so that he can wave a piece of paper that people are already questioning anyway.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense at all.
So the Iranian deal, this new one, is being sold as a de-escalation.
Yeah.
Stop the war, reopen the Hormuz Straits, supervise the uranium, move toward a broader agreement. That's fine. But the danger is obvious.
Yeah.
Iran gets money and breathing room. That's what they want you to see. And then the world pretends not to notice when the money flows back to Hezbollah, drones, missiles, and nuclear infrastructure. That's the talking point of the other side.
Right.
I just don't see it.
Yeah.
I do not see it. It will be too much of a switcheroo on the part of Trump. Something else is going on. And he understands deception in war.
Yeah.
I think this is part of a ruse still. That's why it's not the final deal.
No.
This is a 60-day deal. People are trying to make it seem like, okay, we've done nothing. But it's 60 days.
Yeah.
That's it. And I don't know that Iran can actually contain itself.
Right.
All right, that's my take. Am I missing something here?
I don't think so.
Now, from Iran and Hezbollah's point of view, maybe they want to interpret the deal as if it handcuffs Israel and Lebanon. But wanting that to be so and being so are two different things.
Yeah.
America can make a deal with Iran, but it can't sign away Israel's right to defend against Hezbollah or anybody for that matter.
Yeah.
Obviously, a ceasefire cannot be a suicide pact. It's that basic.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And enough on that, I suppose. But, man, going back to UFOs.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a natural segue, right? So it's becoming an issue again. Trump is basically saying he doesn't know if he believes it. you can tell he doesn't believe it.
Yeah.
And he's basically saying, let's focus on illegal aliens, right?
You're right.
That's not to say that people can't honestly believe that there are aliens out there and such. Like we talked about this before.
Yeah.
But what's interesting to me, that they're rushed to conclude that anything that they cannot explain must be aliens.
Right.
These are all atheists. These are people who don't believe in God.
Right.
These are the same people who believe that aliens seeded our life, our earth with life, not God.
Yeah.
Or some creator, right? They call it panspermia.
They actually call it that?
Well, that's what
they're
they call
always perverts. Every
weird.
single time they're a pervert. You could have not made that perverted.
Never mind that theory
Yeah.
just kicks the question of who created them
Right.
down the road, right? It just kicks the can.
Yeah.
So it's silly people.
Yeah, we all know that it's a bunch of people who somehow survived the Noatic flood,
Right.
who are living inside of Antarctica, and sometimes pop their head in and try to affect our world affairs. It's obvious. They're not aliens. They're just pre-humans, you know? They're
Pre-humans. The best kind of humans.
Exactly, yeah.
Election integrity.
Yeah.
So have you heard this story that the DOJ will be pursuing voting issues in California?
I love it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
What's the angle? But I think they really should pursue it because it's very bizarre.
Yeah.
California is the only state that appears to be waiting for weeks sometimes for results of a mayor race.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing for the entire state. I kind of get that. But for a mayor race, that's it.
Yeah.
And it's also very questionable how Spencer Pratt lost his position. And then so many of the mail-in ballots were so skewed in favor of either Bass or Rahman
Yeah.
that it just doesn't make sense.
No, and that's the thing. I want to see the votes because if it's just Rahman for like tens of thousands of votes, it's like, this is very suspicious that suddenly no one voted for anything else.
Agreed.
Because they probably didn't have time to finish and make it variable about the other elections.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Because it appears that many Skid Row residents
Yeah.
in Los Angeles and otherwise have been paid to vote. Did
Yeah.
you know that? Yeah.
Yeah, and they have it on camera.
They have it on camera.
Yeah.
And well, here we go.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Okay.
On a ballot?
Yes,
Oh, they just, how much they pay you?
$5.
Oh, and they said, here, come and vote for these candidates.
Yes, sir.
They told you who to vote for?
Yes.
So they told you to vote for Karen Bass or Cynthia Rahman?
Karen Bass.
Did you vote for Karen Bass?
Yeah.
For $5?
Yeah.
Did you vote?
Yeah.
Oh, you did for Karen Bass?
Yeah. Karen Bassett. Right. That's her last name, Bassett?
Karen Bass, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Nithya Rahman?
Karen.
Karen? They told you to vote for Karen?
Yeah. They had to sign a little thing.
They said, and how much they pay you?
It was like $2.
$2? Oh, to sign off on a thing to vote for her?
Yeah.
So they'd say, oh, do you want to vote for Karen or Nithya? Or they just really just tell you to vote for Karen, huh?
They was really promoting her, man. They gave you an optional choice, but they tell you who they want you to vote for.
Or they tell you who you want to vote for. So like, yo, we'll give you $2, but you got to vote for one of these people.
Well, you know, I'm a barterer, man. So I got $4.
You got what?
$4.
Botox?
$4.
$4? Oh, you got...
Yeah, I don't. You know, since I'm voting your way, can I get a plate? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so $4, they're like, hey, you got to vote for one of these candidates, not Spencer. You do Karen or Nithya.
Yeah, it was that was Bass's one for me. I mean, that was the one I was suggested for. I don't give a fuck.
All right. So you get the idea. I mean,
Yeah.
these are just three people
Right.
that are admitting that they got money to vote a certain way.
Right.
For Karen Bass, apparently.
Yeah.
If this is happening, then we've got a major problem.
Yes.
Because it can't be that we just happen to interview the only three people who took
In
a
all of
bribe.
LA.
Yes, exactly. So I think that they've got a big problem. So if that kind of stuff is happening, then yeah, the DOJ is right to be pursuing voting issues.
Yeah.
And nobody could really challenge them to say, yeah, you might want to check that out, because who are they to say, well, that seems it's only three people or
Right.
maybe 10 people.
Yeah.
It won't be enough to actually affect the election. Well, why were they being paid in the first place if they didn't think it would lock in the election for Karen Bass?
Right.
Why?
And that always happens where they're like, there's no evidence. Okay, there's some evidence, but it's not significant amount to overcome the election. And keep on it, but it's a good thing that they're doing it. They always just, it's textbook. They use the same
textbook
thing.
is the right way to say it. Yep. All right, birthright citizenship.
Yeah.
I have a thought about this, an epiphany, if you will. Cynical.
Yeah.
There's that word again.
Right.
Can we make the argument for those of us who are against the idea of birthright citizenship that things have changed in America since the time that the 14th Amendment, where even agreeing, and I don't, but let's say we agreed that all you need to do is the 14th Amendment guarantees that if you have a child born in America, that child is automatically an American citizen.
Right.
Don't agree with it, but let's say we did.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't the left say that the founding fathers didn't think of today's kind of guns today?
Yeah.
When they said that everyone could have a gun back in the old days,
Ooh,
the Second Amendment,
point.
right?
Yeah.
Like, well, they couldn't have possibly understood that.
Yeah.
Well, now people can easily fly into the United States and give birth here.
Yeah.
Birth tourism, right?
Yeah.
Back then, you couldn't do that.
You're right.
Maybe from Canada, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe from Mexico, but now anybody from anywhere in the world can just find their way here.
Yeah.
Plop a baby in New Mexico or Arizona, and you got an American citizen.
Yeah.
You think the founding fathers thought about that?
No. Yeah.
Why isn't my gun analogy a perfect analogy?
It's a good analogy. Yeah.
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 So we should change the 14th Amendment based upon changes in circumstances.
Right.
Just like you want to change the Second Amendment.
Yeah. Yeah, and we talked about Hassan Piker, Cenk Uyghur's nephew, who literally admits his parents flew in from Turkey because Cenk wanted him to, landed in New Jersey, was given birth, then went right back to Turkey and had this wonderful millionaire lifestyle. Now he's a socialist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whoops. Yeah. No, exactly right.
Right.
I'm not surprised that people would do this. Frankly, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
We now know from all these people coming to enjoy the World Cup.
Right.
Right? Have you heard this story?
Oh, yeah.
Where Germans and Norwegians and people from all over the world are visiting America for the first time for many of them.
Yeah.
And they're saying, this place is awesome.
Yeah.
They love their Buc-ee's. They love these. They love California Pizza Kitchen. They love all the little funny hot dog stands, the new food.
Right. Yeah.
So many different kinds of things that they're enjoying the kind of hometown grace and friendliness that they just didn't expect from their fellow Germans, their fellow Frenchies, their fellow British citizens. That is different in America.
Yeah.
And they're loving it. So I don't blame them.
Right.
For wanting to come to America and give birth here. Everyone seems to agree.
Yeah.
America is an awesome place. And I love the fact that people are appreciating America more so than ever. This is hardly the story, hardly the country, the evil country that they've read about and studied about in France and Spain and Italy and Germany and such.
Yeah.
In fact, this might be a pretty cool country.
Yeah. And what it reveals, too, is we don't have enough immigrants from Scotland or Germany or Sweden because they would be talking to their friends and their family about how great it is. We have way too many immigrants from people who are going on welfare immediately and are not actually working and adding to our society in a way that I think they should.
Well, a lot of them are committing crimes.
Yeah.
And I want you to hear this. This is from Politibrawl, a very good organization that basically confronts people with basic, common sense.
Yeah.
And just check this out, what this guy says. When he's inviting people to sign a petition that these people who are in these ICE detention centers, many who are there for rape and pedophilia or even murder, and, they should be let out.
Oh.
And people are saying, yes, I want to sign that petition. So they sign a petition. And then he says, and would you sign a further petition that, they could stay with you in your house if you have an extra room? And of course, what do you think happened?
Yeah.
Right. So check this out.
Give us your signature if you support shutting down the facility. We don't want to get these migrants who were recently arrested sent there.
Email. So I give my name?
And email. Specifically, one of them is Juan Martinez Valverde, and we have to disclose he was charged with child sex offense, but we don't want to get him sent to Delaney Hall.
Yeah, we'll see how they treat those guys.
Now, would you be able to have a space for him, or could you take him in possibly?
I'm definitely not that guy.
You're not the guy for that?
I'm definitely not, but
okay.
I support that, and hopefully it goes for that.
And this is for petitioning...
Yeah, to stop ICE from keeping people at Delaney Hall.
Okay, who is this going to?
The Bring Them Back campaign.
Oh, no.
So we're gonna, and then we'll take it from there. But recently arrested in New Jersey, Jose Tavares. He's about to get sent to Delaney Hall. We do have to disclose he was charged with aggravated assault and possession of a weapon. But again, the inhumane conditions at Delaney Hall are no good.
He disappeared into this nightmare prison. I love what you guys are doing. Yeah, I support it. So
thank you. Would you be able to take him in and have a spot for him if we get him to not be sent there?
Not at the moment, no.
You don't have like a couch or a sofa? Or?
No, I wouldn't be able to impose it on my roommates right now.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Stop.
All right, so you get the idea, and he goes on and on with this, and everyone, of course, says, "I'm not interested.
Right.
I'm not going to do that."
Yeah.
So people, they're good with wanting to help the illegal immigrants, even the rapists and the murderers and everything else, but when it comes to actually taking them in, not so interested.
Yeah. Yeah.
So typical.
And I think it should be the same standard for judges. You want to let them out? You want to give them a chance? Okay, give them a chance on your couch.
Yes.
Like actually make it so you're responsible for him.
Oh, I see. Yeah, well, it's. I mean, that's hard for a judge.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But nevertheless, I get it, what you're saying. Yeah. All right. So the DOJ has identified 15,500 pedophiles, rapists, smugglers, and traffickers that Joe Biden and the Democrats let waltz right into the country and abuse thousands of innocent children. I think this is from PJ Media.
Yeah.
Many of these kids DHS has located have reported being sexually assaulted hundreds of times. In a stunning press conference Thursday, Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche announced federal indictments against 3 Guatemalan illegal aliens accused of running a sophisticated conspiracy to smuggle dozens of unaccompanied children into America.
Oh, God.
Then he delivered the real bombshell that exposed the full scale of the Biden-era child trafficking nightmare.
Yeah.
And showed that all these people were actually engaged in this horrible thing.
Oh, God.
So he revealed the indictments. It's all good that we're actually capturing this. But can you imagine if Kamala Harris had won? We wouldn't be able to find any of these children.
No.
They wouldn't be arresting these guys.
No.
There'd be no indictments here.
Yeah.
And we'd pretend it's all going fine.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay. You heard about this terrible attempted terrorist attack on the UFC tournament at the White House.
Yes. Yeah.
So there was as many as 23 people possibly involved.
Oh, my God.
And it was stopped by a concerned mother of one of the participants in Ohio.
Oh, God.
Who thought that her son was into something bad and she wanted to check into it. He was acting very bizarrely. So that kind of cracked the case, and they were able to immediately take action, which was really cool.
You're right.
That is nice to be able to know that the FBI works so quickly to unraveling this upon one small tip like that.
Right.
But nevertheless, it goes to the issue of how crazy these people are.
Yeah.
And they believe with all their hearts that they are doing something wonderful for the country.
Yeah.
Now, all these kids, and they're kids, they're basically between 19 and 22 years old or something like that. They obviously don't know what they're talking about. They have no clue who Trump really is and such. But they've been told, again, by their professors,
right,
with whom they were never cynical, never asked questions.
Yeah.
Boy, this really is a theme today, isn't it? I like it. Go with it, Barak. Go. But they were never cynical about it, and they just adopted whatever their professors said, if they have professors or teachers or comrades in arms, fellow communists, as it were, and they said, yeah, this is terrible. I need to blow something up.
Yeah.
And why is this a surprise?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, this is after so many people have been told that Trump is a fascist. We're about to enter into a great dictatorship. We need to fight, get in their faces. What's Maxine Waters saying
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
You will reap the whirlwind, Justice Kavanaugh and so on. These talking points eventually get under the skin of everyone. They hear it and they feel that they're getting a permission structure to do horrific, evil things.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
Yeah.
It's all good and well to say, I disagree with the policy. It's very different when you say that the opposing party is ushering in fascism and dictatorship into the country, and you must do what you need to do to stop this madman.
Right.
That's their talking points. It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Likewise, violent Antifa supporters had gathered to attack the Warren E. Burger Federal Courthouse to possibly jailbreak their comrades with regard to the attack that we just talked about, the attempted attack.
Yeah.
Who were federally indicted and had their first court hearing inside.
Nice.
Yeah, well, it's not nice. I mean, these supporters, they feel like, okay, let's do a jailbreak for them, and it's bad enough that these people did this, but now they think it's okay to actually interfere with justice itself.
Yeah.
So they feel like they're outside of justice. That's a problem.
Yeah.
We need to bring them back in, not only by enforcing the law, but also to make them understand that this system that we have is the best system out there. That it's far better than anything that they're advocating. Whatever world that they advocate for, which is usually socialism or communism, is going to be far less pretty than what we have now.
Yeah.
Due process will not be in existence. All right. No. Mangione, kind of a related topic, he wants to use emotional disturbance as a defense in his murder trial.
Oh, okay. God.
It's kind of a cousin. You're thinking of the insanity defense, but it's not the same thing. Emotional disturbance, which rarely works in criminal cases. But the idea is that he had some sort of spinal fusion surgery, and that really affected him dramatically. And that kind of prompted him to do this horrific thing. That's his defense now. So let me get this straight. If you are going to use that as a defense, then you agree that killing this man was a bad thing.
Yeah.
You were out of your gourd, emotionally disturbed, as it were, when you did it, but you now realize that was a bad thingy dingy.
Yeah.
Right? But if that were the case, if you're just emotionally disturbed, then why have a target of that, what's his name? The victim, I forget his name, the insurance CEO. Why did you pursue him?
Yeah.
Why not just kill somebody randomly?
Yeah.
Like all the people who do random violence in New York City and otherwise.
Yeah.
Why can't you be one of them?
Yeah.
But instead, you kind of lay in wait and you killed somebody.
Yeah.
You planned this all out. It's not believable.
No.
I, for one, would use the Trump is a fascist defense.
That would work in New York City. Yeah.
It would work very well.
Yeah.
And I think you would get a pretty good chance that the judge that you get in your case will also have Trump derangement syndrome.
Yep.
And think, yeah, you got a point there, buddy. And you're welcome, Luigi. You're welcome. All right, silly. More on the actual talk about how crazy people get because of all this rhetoric.
Yeah.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you saw this video.
Yeah.
But it is very disturbing.
Okay.
He's a well-known actor.
Yeah.
He's a good actor, in fact. But
he's amazing, yeah.
Why is he getting in the soup about this?
Yeah.
And so he compares loving America to a wife loving her abusive husband. It's a very bizarre story. But here, just check it out. Let him speak for himself.
We all love our country stuck in my throat. Because our country isn't so lovable right now. I hate to say it, but loving our country is starting to sound like an abused spouse saying they love their abuser. I can't love a country that starts stupid and inhumane wars.
Anyway, he goes on with his claptrap with these platitudes that make no sense. And just, he talks about people being arrested, Americans being arrested and so on. It's all the usual mumbo jumbo. But this guy he's what is he, 80-something at least?
Something like that, yeah.
And he's been having this hard-on for Trump for at least, I don't know, ever since Trump became president.
Yeah.
So that's already 10 years ago. And it's very, very frustrating to see people who are supposedly smart,
Yeah.
who have a microphone literally in front of them, feeling no compunction
Yeah.
about what they say and not realizing the impact of their words.
Yeah.
So it's all for the sake of massaging his ego.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And it's not just him, it's also Bette Midler, apparently. So she was also at a function and some sort of stand against MAGA sort of thing. And other singers were with her. And she decides that she's going to sing a song, manipulate the words a little bit.
Oh,
it's a
God.
Woody Guthrie song.
Yeah.
And just listen to her.
Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Yes, sir, oh, you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. Hey there, all you fascists, let me put you straight. When you come for the rest of us, we'll fight you at the gate and you will lose, you fascists bound to lose.
All right, you get the idea.
Yeah.
So we'll fight you at the gate, fascists, right?
At the border.
Is this not also, that's a good point. Is this not also a call to arms?
Yep. Yeah.
And it's not that much different than all the other crap we've been hearing.
Yeah.
Why do they not realize that it's this kind of language that might prompt somebody to do something horrific like the WFC?
Yeah.
UFC.
Yeah.
Fight at the White
Right.
House. Why do they not realize?
Yeah.
And by the way, this UFC fight, just going back to that for a second, they were planning a massive slaughter using drones.
Yeah.
And the plan was that these people, the survivors, would then rush out in a certain direction and snipers would be waiting for them where they would be picked off one by one.
Yeah.
That would have been so horrific.
Yeah.
Even if it would be like a Las Vegas style. Remember that? There was like
Yeah.
60 people killed in
Yeah.
a span of half an hour or something.
Yeah.
It was crazy. This would be worse than that, especially since it's also at the White House.
Yeah.
And it would change the whole dynamic of our government.
Yeah.
And the only reason why we're not talking about it incessantly on TV right now is because of that concerned mother
Yeah.
who gave a tip to the FBI. That's it.
And that must have been hard on her own son.
That
must have been hard.
It is hard. It's deeply disappointing.
Yeah.
Of course. But she did the right thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know your son is going to do something awful,
Yeah.
you gotta call up the authorities.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the alternative? You say, well, I love my son. I'm not going to turn him in because I'm his mama. Okay, and then he kills, in this case, numbers of people at the White House.
Yeah.
Or another school shooting. And then how do you feel about that?
Yeah.
I could have stopped it.
Yeah.
I, the mama, could have stopped it. So this woman, my hat's off to her. She's a brave woman, and she did what was the right thing.
Yeah.
I don't think she'll have any problem with God at the end of the day.
Oh, not at all.
So God bless her for the right decision there.
Yeah.
Newsom is complaining about being targeted.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Poor Newsom.
Yeah, you wouldn't
poor
think
billionaire.
so.
Yeah.
Poor billionaire, yeah. He's upset that he's being targeted, but we'll talk about what's actually going through in the DOJ investigation against him. Check it out.
Donald Trump isn't just coming after me because of my mean tweets. He's coming after me because I'm considering running for president. Because he hates that I've consistently called him out over and over again for his lies and deceit. Donald Trump is simply the most corrupt president in American history.
The scope of the investigation.
All right, so what you hear here is a bunch of, again, platitudes.
Yeah.
He's a liar, he's corrupt, and he's deceitful.
Yeah, and they say that all the time. Yeah.
And there's no backup for it whatsoever.
No.
And he can't stand the idea that I might be running for president because my popularity is so good.
Yeah.
First of all, your popularity not so good.
No.
Apparently, you're way behind Kamala Harris, if you can believe that. So,
That's so horrible.
I mean, really, of all people to be behind, okay, maybe things will change, of course. But right now, your popularity is kind of waning, as they say. Now, secondly, there are some big problems with it. And what he doesn't say is that this investigation actually started under Biden's DOJ. And apparently he's been spreading money around illicitly.
Yeah.
Many campaign irregularities as well. His wife was involved in some sort of not-for-profit organization, and she was spreading the money very illegally. So she's being investigated too. And he makes it seem like, I can't believe he's going after my wife.
Yeah.
Leave my wife out of this, right? Like maybe your wife is doing something bad.
Yeah.
Right? What if she was engaged in a sex trafficking, gang or whatever organization with illegal aliens, no less. And then Newsom says, I can't believe you're investigating her. It's because she's my wife, huh?
Yeah.
The way that these people comfort themselves is very funny.
Yeah.
So it turns out that there are not only these campaign irregularities and everything else, but he had been sending out talking points to the media to blame Trump for the investigation against him.
Yeah.
Because he assumes everyone's going to be supporting him.
Right.
So Newsom wants to make this entirely about Trump.
Yeah.
But even if Trump is political, and he is,
right,
that doesn't magically make the underlying questions disappear.
Right.
If a governor's orbit includes nonprofits and donors and state vendors and campaign money and family-linked organizations through her, the public is allowed to ask whether the machine is clean.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Oh, God, imagine how much we could get as Californians and how great this state would be if we just stopped everyone from stealing and we put it where it was supposed to go. That would be the most amazing thing. If we'd actually have roads.
You live in
we'd
a fantasy.
Have like police.
There is a place for that.
Yeah.
There's a special place. It's called Florida, Nevada, Tennessee, Arizona even.
Texas possibly. Yeah.
One of the things I noticed when I visited a couple of friends in Arizona and then Nevada and otherwise, like I thought, wow, these roads are really clean.
Yeah.
I noticed that there was very little graffiti, if any.
Yeah.
And I thought, what's the crime situation? Crime is pretty much less than it is in California.
Yeah.
And I thought, what do they got going that California doesn't?
Yeah.
And the answer is actually pretty simple.
Yeah.
They're spending all your money on BS like this.
Yeah.
But all sorts of entitlement programs.
Yeah.
And pension programs contractually required. And so they don't have any money to spend on actually fixing things that they promised that they would fix.
Yeah.
How many times have you voted for a bill for a bond to fix the roads?
Yeah.
Right? And say, okay, finally, we're going to fix the roads. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Amazing. So it is corrupt.
Yeah.
But Gavin, everything that he says, it's exactly what he's doing.
Exactly.
That's never been that story hasn't changed.
Yeah.
So Gavin, you're definitely following the talking points of the Democrats, and for that matter, the action points of the Democrats.
Yeah.
All right. Freedom 250 concerts. A lot of artists are dropping out.
Yeah.
That's hours after the announcement that young MC Martina McBride and Morris Day were among those who said they would not perform at the series on the National Mall. I don't know who these people are. I'm sure they're very famous.
Yeah.
I know Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I know 50 Cent. I know some of the new guys. I know Bad Bunny. Okay. But I don't know.
Is he performing Bad Bunny?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But these people apparently are not.
Yeah.
So all I have to say to them is, oh, no, please reconsider.
No.
We need you.
Yeah.
By the way, who are these people? Like I said, I have a feeling their absence will reduce the chances of violence much more than increase the violence, right?
Yeah.
Reports indicate that security is thrilled and they won't have as much work as they thought.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm kidding about that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that that's the case, though.
Yeah. Young MC had like one hit song in like the late 80s. Martina McBride is like She's good, but maybe 1 or 2 hit songs.
Okay.
That's about it.
All right.
Like,
so these are older performers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Martina McBride's got to be in her 60s.
I thought I didn't know them because maybe they were really new performers.
Yeah.
But you're saying they're older.
Don't you remember the
and
Bust
I should know them.
Remember Bust a Move?
Yes.
That's Young MC. That's the only song he ever did that anyone would know. Just Bust a Move.
All right.
He's going to perform one song.
Yes. I think you wanted them to perform Afternoon Delight. I think Skyrockets in Flight, Afternoon Delight.
That is a beautiful
which
song.
I thought was weird.
Yeah.
But and then the other song you said, Loving You. Yeah, that song.
Loving You
is all I can do, whatever. My 4th grade girlfriend dedicated that song to me. She had this crush on me.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And the next thing I know,
God.
I'm hearing this song. It was such a bad song.
Yeah.
But I thought, okay, so she loves me. That's nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, very sweet women. Anyways, Joe Biden, apparently, have you heard from him?
Oh, no.
He doesn't write me anymore.
Yeah.
He used to write me a lot, complaining about my podcast. He said that we were not making him look good.
Yeah.
I thought, dude, that's what we do on a podcast. We're supposed to comment. If you can't take it, then maybe you shouldn't be into politics.
Yeah.
I said to him. I says.
Yeah. He used to text me and it'd just say, don't.
Don't.
I was like, okay, you read my mind. Yeah, I guess I won't.
Pretty intimidating.
Yeah. Not going to have the second cookie. Yeah, you got it.
Do you have any words for them, sir? Don't. I love that.
Yeah. They knew his limitations. We'll only do one word.
Anyway, so we don't hear from him at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is he on the ex-president complaining circuit? Right?
Yeah.
You definitely see Obama talking about that. But after Biden became president, you saw Trump all the time.
Yeah.
He was there. And that was an issue. In fact, Obama is talking about his opinion about the
oh God
about the Iranian deal. So check this out.
Going to be significantly different, or a significant improvement from the deal that we had in the first place, and had worked for a long stretch of time before the United States pulled out of it. So. I'm hopeful that bombing stops and ordinary people are no longer suffering as a consequence of the war. And then in retrospect, it's a reminder that on a lot of difficult foreign policy problems, the notion that we can just bully our way or bomb our way to solutions may sometimes seem appealing, but the fact of the matter is that taking the time to explore diplomacy and exhaust the possibilities of coming up with deals that don't solve 100% of the problem, but solve 80, 90% of the problem, while avoiding the necessity of going to war. You'd think we would have learned that lesson by now, but it seems like...
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Bombing and bullying the other side is very appealing to me because it works.
Yeah.
They understand it.
Yeah.
Diplomacy is playing their game.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you want. What they want us to do is to, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk about it. And they played you. They punked you.
Oh, yeah.
Obama.
Yeah.
They knew that they could play games with you. You gave them pallets of cash.
Yeah.
Up front.
Yeah.
And they were constantly undermining the uranium enrichment situation. The Israelis had to wipe out a lot of these scientists. Thank God that they were there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would have had a nuclear bomb well into your deal. And not only that, but your deal, as you like to call it, had a sunset.
Yeah.
Meaning that they could go at their heart's delight to create their own nuclear bomb after 10 years, which would be, 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So they would have had the right to have a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
And you're saying it was working for a while?
Yeah.
Until we pulled out of it, God forbid. Thank God we pulled out of it.
Yeah.
Because we would have a nuclear Iran and maybe there would be no more Israel at this point. That's what would have happened.
Yeah.
Certainly if we had Kamala Harris. But anyway, Obama is there. And he also talks later on in some other segment, I wish I had the clip, but he talks about how you really need to give up their material things, the quest for material things. Really?
Yeah.
This guy has 3 houses and so many other, cars and wealth up the wazoo.
Yeah.
And he's telling us that we should forgo materialist things.
Yeah.
He's so reasonable, such a majestic man.
Yeah.
Yes, he's well spoken.
Yeah.
Yes, he articulates very well. But he's a fraud.
Yeah.
This is what the devil would look like.
Yep.
Of course, the devil is not going to look like you and me.
Yeah.
Schmoes like you and me.
Yeah, regular guys.
He's gonna appear very presentable. He's gonna articulate really well, like Obama does. And then you're gonna believe it because you're gonna be suckered into the sense of grace and non-corruption or non-scandal, which there was plenty of corruption and plenty of scandal. But when you got the media backing you up and telling you you're the most scandal-free administration in American history, okay.
Right.
Then we have a problem. Anyway, the point of all this is Obama's out there.
Yeah.
He's speaking. Where's Biden?
Yeah.
And clearly, had he actually become president again, won re-election somehow, I don't know, then it would be even more funky than ever.
Yeah. Oh, God.
So
Yeah.
The fact that they actually decided to run him and that Jill Biden was so pushing for him to continue to run. I mean, people forget it wasn't just a smooth transition to Kamala Harris. They were fighting back and forth about this. What do we do? What do we do? And finally, they resolved on coronating Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
That was an odd thing.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, it makes me so angry. The fact that Joe Biden is not on the speaker circuit at all.
Right.
And Jill Biden is.
Yeah.
And touting her new book, of course. It just goes to show that they were full of crap the entire time.
Yeah.
Telling us that he's the smartest man in the room and you couldn't even keep up with him. He was so agile, and you get the sense he was playing basketball every day. I mean, like in Highlight and skydiving for that matter. Right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
But do people begin to see the disconnect between what was claimed by the Democrats and the upper echelons of the Democrats and what is happening now?
Yeah.
Do they see that?
Yeah. I think people are just so redlined in the next thing that they're going to get scared about.
Yeah.
And so they don't even have time to reflect or compare or go back a couple 5-10 years.
Right.
And it's getting less and less. They have to be like aliens. You know, which we all know it's the pre-noetic human beings in Antarctica. Come on. We know that they live under the Pentagon. Please. We know these things.
He's a funny man, that Devin Goodman. All right. So one of the very interesting things, I talk a lot about, it's completely off topic.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've really brought up quite a few times is this idea of the fertility rate in America and the West, generally speaking. The number is very low. We talk about this. And the question is, why is it happening?
Yeah.
And there's this one new study that says, and I'll pull it up right now, it's from the Institute for Family Studies, and the title is New Brief Explores the Fertility Gap Between the Left and the Right. And this came out, June of this year, just a couple of days ago, actually. And it says that birth rates have been declining precipitously.
Yeah.
And they try to figure it out. Why is this the case? As I mentioned, it's 1.6 in America, but if you filter out for parents who themselves were born in America, it's actually 1.3.
Wow.
So it's very low.
Yeah.
So the major findings, and at first blush, you get kind of excited because it says liberals are having fewer children than conservatives. So that's like one of the main issues.
Right.
And okay, and the reason why is that that liberals are more inclined to think that they can't take care of their children.
Yeah.
But I'll just read it to you. Conservative respondents report 1.4 children compared to 1.09 for liberals.
Yeah.
Similarly, 51% of liberals report 0 children compared to 40% of conservatives.
Wow.
Both of these differences are statistically significant. I agree. parenting concerns are more prevalent among liberals than conservatives. So they say that liberals are more unsure whether they'll be a good parent. That's and compared to only 9. So literally twice as many liberals are unsure of whether they'll be a good parent. I agree with them,
Right.
by the way.
Yeah.
How could you be a good parent with your crazy beliefs?
Yeah.
Compared to only 9% of conservatives. Similarly, 36% of liberals view parenting as a, quote, very complicated, difficult, and stressful, unquote, task, whereas 24% of conservatives do. So again, very statistically different. So that's the issue. That's how they describe the difference between conservatives and liberals. And I'm not surprised liberals are having fewer kids. I don't know that I accept. I think that's part of the answer.
Yeah.
But maybe 25, 30% of the answer.
Yeah.
I think the answer is the liberals don't want to have kids.
Yeah.
They just don't want to.
Yeah.
And it's not about finances. I mean, nothing in here says anything about finances.
Yeah.
That they think that they're too expensive. That's the typical refrain you hear. Well, and then you don't hear anything here about, I don't want to bring up kids in this terrible environment that we have with Trumping here and the fascism that's creeping into America. You don't hear that.
Yeah.
This study at least doesn't pick that up. I think that is a very big reason why liberals are not having kids, is because of their claim that they don't want to bring kids into a world like this.
Yeah.
But the main reason is they don't want to have kids.
Yeah.
And I know this. I'm comfortable with that, saying that, because when you, okay, let's say you have a friend.
Yeah.
And you want to go skiing with that person. Okay? And that friend says to you, I don't feel like, I don't want to go, it's too expensive.
Right.
And then you say to him, well, I'll take care of it, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we got to stay in a cabin, don't we? And I just can't afford that. Don't worry about it. It's my uncle's. We'll stay at my uncle's cabin. It's really a nice cabin.
Right.
Yeah, but there's the food and I don't know about how good I'll be. Oh, don't worry. I'm probably worse than you are. In fact, I'm going to ski school. Okay.
Yeah.
And you keep on, and you find that you're dealing with all his obstacles.
Yeah.
And even with you resolving all his obstacles, he still doesn't want to go. You know what? I just don't want to go.
Yeah.
It's not about the finances.
No.
It's not about the challenges. It's not about the ease of getting there. It's not even about his ability to ski. He just doesn't want to effing go.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But just be honest about it. I don't feel like it. I'm not a skier. I don't like. I am a skier. I'm okay with skiing, but I don't want to spend my time skiing. Just say that.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening with these young parents.
Yeah.
Or would-be parents. These countries have resolved all these obstacles for these people because they assumed that it was all financial, that they would have kids, but for the expense. Gosh golly, the tuition these days is so astronomical. Gosh golly, I can't feed them the way I would like to.
Yeah.
Gosh golly, everything's so expensive. So governments have stepped up.
Yeah.
I will give you a big car, free.
Yeah.
If you have more than 3 kids. We'll give you no taxes for the rest of your lives.
Yeah.
If you have more than 3 kids. And break after break, financial after financial, and it doesn't move the needle at all.
Yeah.
Which means, back to my skiing obstacle story, it has nothing to do with the obstacle of finances.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
What it does have to do, I believe, and all these other excuses, I don't know if I can be a good parent, mental health and all that stuff. No, it's not about that.
Yeah.
They just don't want to have kids. Why? Go. Devin Goodman, explain.
Because they're selfish.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. They don't want to be accountable.
Yeah.
And they want to have, sex on the beach. They want to drink as much as they can, party as much as they can, travel as much as they can, spend money recklessly as they can.
Yeah.
Gamble, whatever.
Yeah.
All those things. And kids get in the way of that.
Yeah.
Kids really get in the way of that. I get that. I think it's a joy. I cannot imagine any time where I've been more happy than being with my kids.
Yeah.
I had fun before, yes. I met girls. I dated a lot. I traveled a lot. But nothing beats the joy of having kids.
Right.
And these are little stories that are little lies to ourselves.
Yeah.
It's a pretense of why you're not having kids. So like the skiing guy, just tell me you don't want to go skiing.
Yeah.
Just tell me you don't want to have kids because you're effing selfish.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Your parents took care of you, paid for you, raised you, gave you a moral structure, hopefully.
Yeah.
I told you not to, the difference between right and wrong.
Yeah.
Tuition, of course. And you can't pass it on.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
And then you don't see yourself as part of civilization. You talk about global warming. I'm gonna make sure that the Earth is not warm up by 1 degree 100 years from now.
Yeah.
It's such BS. Meantime, you're not having kids. That is far more dangerous to civilization. That will cause the collapse of civilization.
Yeah.
You, my friend, are being selfish
by
not having kids. So go out there, start having a lot of sex.
Yep.
Apparently, it's fun.
Booze as well. Booze will help.
A little Barry White. Go for it.
Teddy Pendergrass. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
The process can be quite fun.
Yeah.
So I am told. my kids just came from the stork, as you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Just have some fun. Have a lot of kids. And you know what? Having the kids will give you much more long-term joy than any boozing it up, sexing it up, travel, gamble. Put those all together.
Yeah.
And having kids is far more rewarding and joyous. Far more.
Yeah.
And that is what they can't get. The selflessness is indeed the best reward you can give yourself.
Yeah.
Ironically, that is selfish, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to have kids because it gives me joy.
Right.
So you want to be selfish? Do it that way. How about that?
Yeah.
How's that for an incentive?
Yeah.
Guys, idiots out there. Speaking of one more idiot out there.
There's another one, really?
Oh, yeah. Just, I would say this belongs in the just one more thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Elliot Page, who she is, right?
Yeah.
So it's a woman. I'm not going to say that she's a man now because she's decided that she's a man.
Yeah.
But what was her? Ellen Page. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So I'll call her Elliot Page, but it's still a woman.
Yeah.
Okay. So listen, and now she's opining on X about what healthy masculinity is.
Thank God.
Okay. She, of all people.
Yeah.
Okay, here you go.
Healthy masculinity to me is, or even just something I've felt as transitioning is like leaning away from whenever there is some sort of impulse or expectation you've put on yourself to like shut down or conform in a way that usually feels like this, like I am closing off. I remember kind of being like, oh, Elliot, maybe you should, talk with your hands a little less, or, maybe in pictures, because ever since transitioning, now I'm like, Johnny, I am smiling in those photos. Whereas I used to be I could barely look at a photo of myself. I was always like, and now, and I'll be say a dude's like, hey, are you Victor from Umbrella Academy? And we're doing a photo together. He's very, I'm very, and like having that moment where I'm like, oh, should I also not? Like, should I also be
close off?
It's just like, what the fuck, Elliot? What are you talking about? Like, oh, honey, you're the part of the problem.
Yes, I think I would agree with her that. What the F are you talking about?
Yeah.
Can you diagram what she said?
Not at all.
Not at all. She was everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Yeah.
What the hell were you saying, lady?
Yeah.
It was weird. First of all, she just gesticulates like a woman.
Yeah.
She has mannerisms like a woman. Her tone, the way she speaks, is like a woman.
Yeah.
And what's that you say? What? Oh.
Yeah,
no, I'm not going to say that. I'm
she's
not going to say
that,
that she also thinks like a woman.
Yeah.
Like, totally random.
Stories
I can't
don't
believe
go
you said
nowhere,
that.
Tim.
That is, Devin Goodman, that is so misogynist of you. Can't believe you say that on the Barak Lurie podcast. The opinions of Devin Goodman do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Barak Lurie on the Barak Lurie podcast. Anyway, this woman was all over the place.
Yeah.
And the ironic thing is she's talking about how, she starts off in the first 10 seconds kind of getting to something. Healthy masculinity is not giving into your impulses.
Right.
Right? I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
Because, women tend to give into their emotions a lot, impulses.
Yeah.
I get that. So she's kind of got that. And then she kind of runs away, giving into her impulses of her random feelings. And let me tell you more about myself. And I smile now more in these photos. And people come up to me and they say, "Are you Victor?" And I smile. What?
Yeah.
Where did this go?
Yeah.
I just wish people would think a little bit more before they speak. How about that?
Yeah, I think
on the
so
Barak
too.
Lurie podcast, we think before we speak.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting story about DNA editing.
Yeah.
This falls under what I call the eugenics chapter.
Right.
This is a new development reported in the New York Times. Scientists at Columbia University have edited the DNA of early human embryos with unprecedented accuracy, an achievement that could open the way to babies engineered with particular characteristics.
Not good.
The prospect has fueled controversy for years. On the one hand, the technology might one day enable parents to safely repair disease-causing mutations in embryos, but it might also be used to select desired traits, a practice that some ethicists, just some, not all of them, apparently, have argued is nothing short of eugenics.
Yeah.
You don't say.
It's pretty much the definition of eugenics.
Yes, exactly right. So the main mission here was to make the body, in this article, the main mission was to make the body resistant to the HIV virus. Like what?
That's not a
That's
problem
the thing
anymore.
you go to?
Yeah.
So if it's resistant to the HIV virus, that means the child can have random hookup sex with other men?
Yeah.
Presumably. That's kind of disgusting. Like, wouldn't you want to maybe avoid a deformity?
Yeah.
Let's say, I don't know, the child is going to have, one leg missing,
right,
one arm missing, whatever. Might be blind.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to fix that? But this is the first go-to thing to make it more resistant to HIV virus. We've got some problems. If that's the issue, if that's your first go-to thing, we've got a problem.
They always go pervert. They always go pervert. Yeah,
exactly right.
Yeah. What about depression? What about anxiety? Like if we're going to actually deal with it, like there are so many things like blindness.
I so agree.
Like,
I so agree. And deafness for that matter. There's so many ways you can, but you see, here's the problem. If you have a godless society, as we are increasingly becoming, then you will end up doing godless things.
Yeah.
I'm not against technology.
Yeah.
We discovered the DNA code.
Yeah.
And in doing so, we discovered God's handiwork.
Right.
It's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Wow, God really did make this incredible, intricate thing. It's more intricate than we ever thought.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. And now we have the ability to actually go in there and repair that code.
Yeah.
Just like, for example, I don't think God would be upset with us that some people can't see as well. You're wearing glasses, for example.
Yeah.
Presumably you have a focus issue, either nearsighted or farsighted. And you wear glasses to alter your original structure, your programming.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, but that's fine. And we could do that with DNA. I don't have a problem with it. I do have a problem when it's used recklessly.
Yeah.
And that's what happens in a godless world.
Yeah.
Okay, just like guns. Okay, I have no problem with people using guns for self-defense, but I would have a problem with people using guns for the purpose of destroying a UFC fight at the White House.
Yeah.
And snipering them, for that matter. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We need God in our society. This is a great example. That their first go-to thing is to make sure that the child is somehow resistant to the HIV virus. Really? That's it? Weird.
Yeah.
All right, last story. This is a great story.
Yeah.
To talk about. We now surpass both Saudi Arabia and Russia in oil extraction and exporting.
Nice.
Who'd have thunk?
Yeah.
That back in the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah.
So there's no question. Donald Trump, over the course of the past decade, has played an enormous part. In his first 100 hours of this new term, he announced a plan to unleash American energy. That's from the White House itself.
Yeah.
But none of this unleashing could have happened without American innovation via the shale revolution.
Yeah.
And Stephen Moore, I believe from Forbes, talks about this in a new study. Thanks to the shale oil revolution, this is his words, the United States tripled its oil output in less than 15 years.
Wow.
Even as the Malthusian doomsayers and then President Obama were assuring us that we could soon be drilling the last barrel of oil on American soil.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Shale gas also helped break the back of the OPEC cartel, which for nearly half a century had a knife at the neck of the U.S. economy and could, by turning off the spigots, plunge the U.S. economy into a recession. That's what they did in 73 and 78.
Yeah.
Now, a study shows that fracking shale oil and gas have made America rich. The Berkeley's Energy Institute at Haas, hardly a right-wing source, has released blockbuster findings on the shale gas revolution. It may seem like a distant memory now, but as of the mid-2000s, U.S. natural gas production has been flat for a decade, and the U.S. was importing liquefied natural gas, LNG, with plans to import much more. Then shale gas happened.
Yeah.
Advances in fracking, natural gas production to increase significantly, and the U.S. went from being a net importer to being the world's largest exporter.
Yeah.
Largest exporter, not just an exporter, the largest one.
Yeah.
So we calculate that the U.S. natural gas consumers have saved $3.1 to $4.3 trillion, with a T, dollars between 2007 and 2025. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
That's all from the Washington Times, by the way.
Nice.
So really an extraordinary story of innovation.
Yeah.
This is, I don't bet against America.
Right.
Just don't.
Yeah.
And all these people coming to America understand the innovations of America. It's not just the fracking that I just talked about. It's not just about SpaceX, which is wonderful. It's not just about Stephen Jobs and Apple inventing these amazing machines and the iPhone and so on like that. It's all very important.
Right.
But it's also the small things.
Yeah.
Like I always go to California Pizza Kitchen as a great example. That is such a great example of innovation on a smaller scale, yes, on a cultural scale, on a food scale. I get it. But it's part of who we are.
Yeah.
We are Americans, and we say, I can make this better.
Yeah.
Why don't we try this?
Yeah.
Starbucks is a good example, but gourmet coffee, the whole concept of a frappuccino with a double soy and whatever it might be, with chocolate frizzle on top.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
You don't get that in Europe.
No.
A cappuccino is a cappuccino is a cappuccino.
Yeah.
Lattes and so on. A baguette is a baguette. It's as if some rule out there that really frowns upon the idea of trying something new.
Yeah.
Or innovating, generally speaking. They don't like it. And so when you go to Paris, and much of Europe for that matter, you feel like you're going into a graveyard of history.
Yeah.
Yes, there are many nice monuments and such, but nobody touches anything. Nobody changes anything. It's as if they want it to stay exactly so.
Yeah.
And everything that they have technology-wise comes from America.
Yeah.
Everything. So this is an example, the fracking and otherwise, that we've now become the exporter. Like you squeezed us too tight. You made us the exporter that we now are.
Right.
You've lost all your power.
Yeah.
And not only that, but UAE has left OPEC.
Yeah.
Great. Fantastic. Which is only going to have a spiraling effect
right.
of reducing their prices anyway. Anyway, good things coming to America. I'll always say that. I do want to wait to see what happens with the Iranian deal. I have a feeling this story is not over.
Yeah.
So, Trump has something up his sleeve.
Most definitely.
I'm comfortable with that. I know that Israel is not going to end its war against Hezbollah.
Yeah.
It just can't. If it did, Netanyahu would be out right away. But not only that, but Israel would lose all faith in its government.
Yeah.
So Israel is going to destroy Hezbollah one way or the other. It's going to be left naked without Iran. Now, here's the interesting thing that nobody's talking about, by the way. Iran is not going to be coming to the support of Hezbollah.
Nice.
That's a different game.
Yeah.
That's something that nobody's talking about. And if that's the case, Hezbollah will be even further weakened.
Right.
Anyway, I've said enough about the Iranian deal. Let's wait and see. In the meantime, make sure to like our podcast, please. Share our podcast, comment on it, and subscribe to our podcast wherever you might find it. TikTok, YouTube. Where else are we? SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Apple iTunes.
Spotify.
Yes, exactly that. Check it all out. Subscribe to it. We need you. Spread the word. Send it to a couple of friends. And in the meantime, Barak Lurie signing off saying, God bless, be strong, and we'll talk with you next week.